everybody out there in Rumble X and YouTube land. Welcome back to Diego Knows. I, of course, am Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about Mamma Mia. That's right, Mamma Mia, your favorite gay rom-com from 2008. Yeah, I almost forgot what year that was. Damn. Let me tell you something. This movie, man, is stretching my limits, okay? I don't mean that in a good way. I mean, well, if you look at the first video I made, I had not seen the movie yet. I'd heard about it, obviously. I knew who ABBA was. I kind of knew what it was about, but I'd never seen it, so I couldn't tell you who played who or what the plot was or anything like that, you know? But, just looking at the movie posters and, and hearing people talk about it was enough for me. I knew what this was, all right? But what I decided to do when I started this channel is I actually started this channel to review Sex and the City. Yes, believe it or not. Because I was a fan of the show back in the day when it first came out, and they had just come up with this show called And Just Like Crap, okay, which is still on the air. Unbelievable, right? Like, they got greenlit for a third season now. Unbelievable. But it was the Sex and the City women, but older now, okay? So I was like, okay, Samantha didn't come back. What's her name? Kim Cattrall wanted nothing to do with the show, okay? But she did make a cameo in the second season. But yeah, I was a fan of the show, and my personal taste here is just a little bit about me. I like guy movies. I grew up watching guy movies, okay? My favorite actor in the world is Sylvester Stallone. Okay, I've watched every Rocky movie dozens of times, if not hundreds. I know the movies by heart. I have the scripts memorized in my brain. Okay, I'm a big Schwarzenegger fan. Obviously, I love Terminator, Commando, I loved all this stuff, True Lies. Like, I was a big Schwarzenegger fan, okay? And I even liked The Last Action Hero, and nobody liked that movie, and I liked that movie, okay, when that came out. All right, that was one of my favorites. All right, so, and obviously Bruce Willis, I was a big fan of the Die Hard movies and most of the stuff that he was in. But I was actually a bigger fan of Bruce Willis before he became an actor. Back when he was on Moonlighting. Yeah, I used to watch that show religiously. Every Wednesday night it was on. And I used to watch that show because, I loved Moonlighting. I loved that. Even though I think I was junior high at the time or something, like 12 or 13 when that show came out. Or I might have been 11 or something like that. But I loved that show, the witty banter, And I remember even back then thinking to myself, like, oh, wow, when I become an adult, I want to be like him. Okay, not like Bruce Willis, like David Addison. Okay, from Moonlighting, okay, Bruce Willis's character. All right, I wanted to be like him. I remember that very well, thinking that very well. And then, of course, later on, he got Die Hard, and his career blew up and all that stuff. But this is before that. I was a fan of Bruce Willis. Okay, so I've always been attracted to those things. When I was a kid, I played with Transformers. Because I loved the Transformers. I mean, it's a war. It's a robot war. You got good robots versus bad robots. And they get to turn into these vehicles. And it's fun, And stuff like that captured my imagination, especially comic books, There were not a lot of superhero movies when I was growing up. Okay, the superhero renaissance hadn't started yet. Okay, it didn't really start until 1998 when Blade came out. And then all of a sudden you started getting superhero movies every year, and then multiple superhero movies every year. And now it's kind of like burnt itself out. But before all that, we didn't really have that many superhero movies. It was an event. I remember being a kid, being 3 years old or something, and my parents taking me to go see Superman, the movie, Christopher Reeve, the first one. They took me to the theater. I was 3 years old, And then, of course, Batman came out in '89, and I grew up watching the old Batman TV show reruns, which were fun as a kid. And as you get older, it's like, okay, this show's kind of stupid. It's really stupid, okay? But it's fun. It knows it's stupid, okay? It's not pretending to be serious, okay? So I like that. I never really got into the George Reeves Superman. But I was a big time into comic books, all right? And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because these are the things that I was attracted to, okay? You'll notice that at no point did I ever say anything like, I like Strawberry Shortcake. You notice I never said that? That's because I fucking don't, all right? Or Barbie. I didn't get into Barbie, okay? I didn't get into Rainbow Bright. Okay, that was not the stuff that I liked or was interested in, okay? As a teenager, New Kids on the Block was very big. When I was like 14 or 15. They were very big. All the girls in school were talking about Jordan Knight, and all that kind of shit. And I thought it was kind of dumb. But, I did not buy any New Kids on the Block albums, okay? I did not go to their concerts. I sure as fuck didn't talk about them at school. Okay, the girls did that. I wasn't attracted to that stuff. As a little kid, some of my like my cousins and stuff, they were really liking Menudo because I'm Mexican, right? You know, and they like Menudo. Okay, you remember Menudo? Of course you don't. Unfortunately, I remember Menudo. Okay, not because I liked them, but because we only had one record player at Grandma's house. Okay, and I wanted to listen to Michael Jackson, but I had to wait in line because my cousins wanted to listen to fucking Menudo. Okay, I like to dance. I like to dance. Make stuff I like. Yeah. Okay. Well, now we know that they were all getting raped by their manager, literally, not just figuratively. Okay, they're all getting butt fucked by their manager. But we didn't know that at the time. Okay, now I feel sorry for those guys. But when I was a kid, I was jealous of them. Oh, damn, they get all the girls. They even showed up on an episode of Silver Spoons and stuff. But anyway, the point is that the stuff that I was attracted to tended to be more masculine things. Okay, like I got into sports. I never really got into sports that much, but I did get into martial arts, which is a sport. Okay, I did get into that. Football, I wasn't really good at. Okay, basketball I wasn't really good at. Baseball I tried that. I played Little League when I was a kid, but I wasn't very good at it. I think I was all right. I wasn't great or anything like that, But in hockey I never even tried. Okay, but when it came to martial arts, when it came to kickboxing and savate, I enjoyed that a lot. I really got into the martial arts. All right, so that became my sport, you could say. Okay, but still, the point is these are all masculine things. These are things that boys mostly are attracted to. Okay. And back then, it wasn't bad to make things for boys. Things weren't made for everybody. Not everybody was going to like something. Not everybody was going to like, Cabbage Patch Kids. Okay? I sure as hell didn't, but that was the thing when I was a kid, Not everybody's going to like that stuff, okay? There's always something for everybody. I think that's a good thing. Because you find out the things that you like by experimenting, by looking at this, looking at that. What do I naturally drawn to? You see what I mean? And that's a good thing. But today, in today's society, it's not really that good. They're trying to make everything the same. They're trying to make, women act all masculine, and they're trying to make, boys act all feminine. And how do they do that? Well, they start when they're kids. They attack them when they're kids. They tell them it's okay, when you're a little kid, and you're a little boy, it's okay to dress like a girl, or stuff like that. Now I'm not trying to get political here, but the point is that we grow up with these influences, and they kind of shape our personality, and they kind of draw us into what we're attracted to. Okay, and things like this, like Mamma Mia, if you're a kid and you're a woman, this is going to attract a certain type of person to watch this movie. Okay, it's going to attract a bunch of old ladies that wish they were young again, mostly alcoholic. Okay, which this movie definitely represents. Young girls who like singing and dancing. They're athletic because they're young. They're doing somersaults and stuff and twists and everything like that, and they grew, their parents taught them about ABBA, so they grew up listening to ABBA because their moms listened to ABBA. Okay, ABBA had its own demographic, okay, which was mostly gay guys and women, young women. Okay, Dancing Queen, you know how many gay guys I've seen dance to that song? Okay, it's ridiculous. Okay, it might as well be the gay pride anthem. Okay, I think We Are Family though is the actual gay pride anthem, but I'm pretty sure a Dancing Queen is a close second. All right, so this is the type of demographic that this movie is focusing on. It's going toward those are the dollars that they want. They want it from that group. Okay, they don't want it from guys like me. Because I'm not really going to be in. I like ABBA's music. Don't get me wrong. I grew up listening to disco, but it's not really. This movie wasn't really made for me. Okay, so I knew that going in. I know that the stuff that I'm attracted to, that I like. Okay, this movie, I'm not going to get in that in this movie. But just because it's a movie that I'm not attracted to doesn't mean it's not a bad movie. I gave it a chance. I looked at it objectively. Okay, let's see what I'm in for. If you look at my first video, I said I wasn't sure if this was a good movie or not, because I hadn't seen it yet. I was going to make up my own mind. And I tell you, about 20, 25 minutes into this thing, I knew this movie was a piece of crap. Okay? So many things wrong with this movie. Okay? Everything from, my God, the plot doesn't not work. There's so many plot holes in this thing. You could fly a 747 through the plot holes. Okay? The characters don't act like real people. Okay? There's no men in this movie. None of the men actually act like men, which is the biggest gripe that I have with these rom-coms and other chick flicks, is that men typically don't act like men. Every once in a while you'll get one, but for the most part you don't. Okay, and I'm not just talking about what I would do. I'm talking about like guys that I know. What would they do? Okay, you got to remember, I was in the military. I was in the Marines. Okay, I know a lot of guys. Okay, I know a lot of things that guys do and how we react to things. Okay, and this movie does not represent us at all. Okay, men in general, guys that are in the military, guys that are not in the military. This movie does not represent your typical man. Okay, this movie is what the people that made this movie want you to think a man is. Okay, and don't think too much about it, because men are superfluous in these movies. Okay, we're portrayed as just like we're dumb and we're very agreeable and we don't question things. And we sure as hell don't give any blowback on anything. Okay, we do what we're told. Barbie said it last year in the Barbie movie. We are superfluous. Okay, we are superfluous. According to people that make feminists and gay people that make these movies, okay, men are superfluous. We don't deserve any respect. We are the problem with the world, the patriarchy. Okay, and this movie highlights that. It highlights that, and it does it in a subtle way. It's not in your face. Men all suck. They don't do that. But what they do is they depict every man as a beta male. Everyone from Sky Diamond, okay, who's the fiance, okay, that Dominic Cooper's character clearly is gay. He's over here dancing with other boys in Speedos out in the sun. I mean, this is ridiculous. And I'm supposed to believe that he's in love with Sophie, who's a girly girl, but she also pretty much gets what she wants. Whenever she asks any character for anything, whether it's her mom or one of the men, or even her fiance, they automatically agree to it. You know, there's no one that tells her no in this movie. You see what I mean? Even when she confesses to her fiance that she lied to him about inviting her possible potential fathers to the island for the wedding, she didn't tell him about it. She didn't tell him what her plan was. Even then, he doesn't call off the wedding or anything. He just says, "I'm mad at you," and walks away. And that's it. I mean, he even tells her, "I gave up my life for you." Okay, I was going to travel around the world, but then I met you and I fell in love, and so I decided it's more important that I stay with you because I love you than it is for me to keep traveling the world. So he gave up his dreams to be with her. Okay, you see what I mean? These aren't things that people do. All right, if you look at like someone like Donna's character in the movie, she does not in any way give up her dreams for any man. Okay? From what we know about her past, okay, she fucked all three of these guys, but she was only in love with one of them. She doesn't know which one's the father of her child, of Sophie. Okay, but she pretty much got, she's knocked up and she's pregnant. If you do the math, she was like 37 years old when she got pregnant. Not exactly a young, immature, dumb girl, right? Okay, and she stays on. She cons this old lady, okay, who lives on the island, Sophia, out of her inheritance. Okay, so that she can, buy the villa there and run it herself, so that she can raise her daughter all by herself without letting any of these men know that they have a daughter, or they might have a daughter, or without following up with them, or without DNA testing them. And she didn't have to go there. She could have made a phone call. She could have found, Sophie found out where they were pretty easily. Donna could have done that. But she wasn't thinking about that her daughter needs a father because, like I said, men are superfluous. Kids don't need their dads. They just need their moms, right? And that's why we have so many fucked up men out there, and women, for that matter. It's because the kids aren't being raised by both their parents. And in this movie, it makes it look like that's a good thing. Like, Sophie doesn't really need her dad. She only needed her dad to give her away at her wedding. She never needed him for anything else, to teach him about boys or men, or protect her from the way that, in ways that Donna cannot, because Donna didn't grow up a man. You see what I mean? And she's deprived of that. And today, in 2024, that's celebrated. That's like, oh yeah, you're a strong woman. You can do all of it by yourself because men are superfluous, okay? I don't agree with that. I think every parent deserves both their parents. Every kid deserves both their parents, is what I'm trying to say. And this movie kind of like glamorizes that she doesn't. Sophie only needs her dad because she wants to know who her dad is. And maybe she'll like him, okay? But there's nothing in there about Sophie that's broken because she didn't grow up with her father, okay? And let me tell you something. I've known plenty of women that grew up without their dads, okay? Plenty. And they sure as fuck did not end up like Sophie, okay? And that's just real life. That's just real life, okay? That's kind of like one of the biggest problems I have with this movie is it kind of glamorizes it. It tells you that, it's okay. You don't need male influences in your life, okay? Boys really want to be like women. Okay, the men in this movie are. They dance around, their Speedos, all choreographed. It's just like there's nothing there that me as a man, I look at and go, I want to be like him. I can admire him. There's nothing there for your typical guy. And which is why we don't like this movie, or why we don't give this movie any attention. But I gave this movie attention because I told you I was going to review it, because that's what I promised I would do. And this is one of the big themes that bothers me about rom-coms in general. If you see my other movies I reviewed, I complain about this stuff too, because they're all pretty much the same shit over and over again. You know, men don't act like men. Every once in a while they do. I admit it. Every once in a while they do. But for the most part, they don't. You know, and that bothers me. It bothers me because this is the stuff that the women are watching, the girls are watching, little girls are watching. And the boys don't know about it because we don't watch it. We can't be bothered. Well, damn it. I want to be bothered by this stuff. You know, I would rather, you know, you as a lady, if you grew up watching this crap and you think you know about men, you don't know shit. You don't know shit. Okay, real men, okay, do not act this way. Okay, this is a parody of what men are, which I don't mind them doing that either, but you need to tell us that this is a parody of men. Don't make us go in there thinking that this is going to be like we're supposed to believe in this situation in any way. Because it's not. It doesn't hold up to any sort of scrutiny. I mean, a kid could figure out this movie was just bullshit. You know, without having to dig too deep into it. You know? Anyway, I'm Diego, so I'm going to give you a straight man's point of view whether you like it or not. All right? So, oh well. Okay? Now, where did we leave off last time? Okay, last time I told you about the boat, where Sophie was on the boat with her potential dads, and Harry Bright, Colin Cuckford's character, decided to play a song about the summer she met her mom, Sophie's mom, Donna. Okay, of course, you know, he didn't know that she was also banging two other guys as well, and they didn't write songs about her. But all three of them do have something in common besides that. They all have a picture of themselves with Donna in their wallet, which they have been carrying for the past 21 years. So this movie expects us to believe that these men never got over Donna. They've been pining for her for 21 years, despite the fact that none of them tried to contact her or came back to the island. And that none of them moved on with their lives. They're all still in love with her. None of them have girlfriends or wives. Sam has kids, but he's divorced. Okay, and his kids are grown. They moved out already. So he's got nothing to do but sit on his ass with his thumb up his butt and his dick in his hand and jerk off to pictures of 59-year-old Meryl Streep. Okay, same thing with Billy and Harry. Okay, I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Maybe one of them, fine, but all three of them, I don't believe that at all. No man would go through this stuff. Okay? No one puts their life on hold for 21 years, hoping that their old fuck buddy that they only spend one summer with will come back to them. No, I don't buy that at all. Okay? This ain't Titanic. Okay? Where Rose like was pining for Jack's love her whole entire life, and completely overlooked the fact that Rose actually grew up and got married and had children and had grandchildren, you know, and outlived her husband. You know, we know nothing about her husband or anything. All we know is here's this woman who's like 100 years old, and she's crying about some fuck buddy she met on a boat, you know, 90-something years ago. It's just, I don't buy that, okay? No. Okay, so anyway, I mean, maybe that's the story, but it's not a good one, okay? What about the man that she was actually married to? What about him? What about his feelings? What about his impact in her life? Nothing? He means nothing? Just some fucking poor boy she met on a boat that sank 100 years ago is more important than the father of her children? You see what I mean? Men are superfluous. They don't matter. They only matter if they're already dead. That way you can obsess about them because no other man will ever live up to them, right? For the rest of your life. And that's a good message. Okay, you see what I mean? This movie's telling you that men, okay, that we obsess over one woman, okay, that we fucked a long time ago, and we're gonna stay thinking about her and not moving on with our lives at all, okay, because of that. Get the fuck out of here, okay? Most men don't do this, okay? Most of us actually have self-esteem. I know it's very hard to believe that in a rom-com that a man would actually have self-esteem and actually think good about himself and respect himself, that he wouldn't do that to himself. You know, I know it's weird, right? You think these movies only women have self-respect, right? But no, men actually have it too. I know it's weird, right? And we take responsibility for what we do for the most part. And if we're fucked up this way, then we have to do something about it. You see what I mean? If I've been in situations where a girl has broken my heart, and it took me a while to get over her, but I managed to get out of that depression because I met other people. I kept dating. I kept looking for somebody else. And eventually I would meet someone that would fill that place and surpass it even, okay, in my life. All right, that's what normal people do. Okay, they don't sit and cry for 21 years over a girl they fucked one summer in Greece. You see what I mean? This movie, that all three of the men do that. It's ridiculous. Okay, so anyway, So anyway, so yeah, Sophie's on the boat and Harry sings that stupid song, okay, because Sophie always gets what she wants, okay. Meanwhile, Donna, Tanya, and Rosie are introduced as the ultimate girl power band because there was a segue here. They were singing about that stuff. Bill was singing about how he fucked Donna 21 years ago. Harry obviously was singing about how he fucked Donna 21 years ago. Okay. Sam was singing about how he fucked Donna 21 years ago. They all pull out their picture they have of Donna in their wallet, okay, of Donna with them. Okay, and then there's a segue that turns into a luau. Okay, it's all women at the villa at night. They're all partying, getting drunk. No men are around. Okay, and for some reason, 59-year-old Donna and her best friend, 57-year-old Tanya, and her other best friend, 56-year-old Rose, all decide that they're going to form a girl band, and they're going to go up on stage and sing some crap. Okay, they're going to sing Super Trooper, another ABBA song. All right, and they're all dressed up like they're drag queens. Okay, and it's pretty pathetic, unfortunately. But Donna, Tanya, and Rosie are introduced as the ultimate girl power band. See, it's all about the girl bosses. You see what I mean? The men that have more money than Donna, that are more successful, okay, that do more things with their lives, they have no power. They're not empowered at all. But Donna, who owns a villa, but has to like change all the light bulbs and like fill in the cracks in the cement and fix the windows and clean the toilets. She's empowered. She's the girl, part of the girl power band, right? And like I said, they look like drag queens. Okay, and they look stupid too because they're all in their late 50s. Okay, and they start singing Super Trooper. Okay, and a boombox provides the music while they sing Super Trooper. And I said this in the other videos. I'll say it again real quickly. Okay, Meryl Streep cannot fucking sing to save her life. I'm sorry, she's not a good singer. I know she actually did her own vocals, but these songs, ABBA has a set of professional singers that sang those ABBA tunes, okay? And you need to let those girls, those women sing this song, okay? Not Meryl Streep, okay? Not fucking Pierce Brosnan, okay? Oh my God, Pierce Brosnan cannot carry a note to save his life. It's disgusting. He's better off as a James Bond, not as a fucking singer, all right? Or a Dr. Fate, like he was in Black Adam. All right, anyway, so the men... and men in quotations, okay, Sam, Bill, and Harry, they show up at the luau. They're the only men that are there, and they're all old. Like I said, they're all in their 50s, except Harry. No, Harry's in his late 40s. He's 48. But Sam is 55, and Bill is 57. Okay, so they're the only men at the party, okay, and they dance well, how do they dance? Okay, because remember, it's all women there, and they're all dancing to Super Trooper by ABBA, sung by Meryl Streep and her two over-the-hill, wall-hitting drunk friends. And they dance like, what's the word? Okay, they you know what word I want to say, right? I'm not going to say it. They dance like a few queers, okay? They dance like a few queers, all right? I think you know the word I was really going to say there, all right? That's how these heterosexual men dance. Okay, it's just like, my God. I just saw a movie recently, Venom 3. It came out this past weekend. And there's a scene in there where Venom, and it made me think about this movie. There's a scene in there where Venom, Tom Hardy's character Venom, this like 7-foot like black goo monster who's supposed to fight Spider-Man, but there's no Spider-Man in these movies. Okay, yeah. There's a scene where that creature is dancing to Dancing Queen by ABBA in the movie. And I'm just sitting in the theater while, oh my God. It's like I'm still being tortured by Mamma Mia in a brand new 2024 movie. Yes, Venom, the superhero or supervillain movie, which he's a superhero, he's supposed to be a supervillain, is dancing to fucking ABBA in the Venom Part 3 movie. And he's dancing like this. Okay? Like these men are dancing in this movie. Yeah, like that, okay? Did I tell you that gay people made this movie? Did I mention that? Okay, well, if I didn't, yeah. All right, anyway, so, yeah, they dance like that, okay? Sam does the Arsenio Hall, whoop, 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 right? Even though he's British and pretending to be an American. Those of you who don't know, Arsenio Hall had a talk show back in the 90s, which was very popular. It surpassed Johnny Carson. Okay, and the difference between Arsenio Hall and Johnny Carson, besides Arsenio Hall was black, was that he was more into like the hip hop thing, you know? He would like, damn, yeah, man, that's whacked. You know, he would do that. And one of the things he did on his show was he'd always go whoop, 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 like that, okay? That was like his thing on the Arsenio Hall talk show, okay? Well, apparently Pierce Bronson used to watch that show. It got canceled like in the 2000s. But apparently Pierce Bronson used to watch that show because his character goes like whoop, 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 like he's freaking Arsenio Hall. And I remember the last time I mentioned this was when I was reviewing Pretty Woman. I reviewed that movie too. It's on this channel. And there's a scene in there where Julia Roberts' character does the same thing, does the whoop, whoop, whoop from Arsenio Hall. So that just brought back flashbacks of Pretty Woman, Pretty Awful Woman. Okay, yeah, any super good-looking, straight, rich, successful, smart, handsome, fucking millionaire with no fucking kids, okay, is gonna fall in love with this fucking street hooker. Are you out of your fucking mind? Anyway, so that happens, and I was shocked. Donna's pissed that the men are there. She's upset. She did not invite them to the island, though the letters they all received were supposedly written by her, but obviously they were written by Sophie. Okay. Donna's pissed the men are there, and she tells her girlfriends, and by girlfriends I mean her old hag friends, what had they ever done for their daughter? Are you out of your fucking mind? She actually said that. What have they ever done for their daughter? Well, they didn't fucking know about their daughter, and that's your fault. You dumb bitch. You son, no, she's not dumb. She knew, she purposely didn't tell them. You narcissistic bitch. And she's done, well, I've done a great job by myself, haven't I? I raised her all by myself, and I did a great job, didn't I? Oh, you mean except for the part where you fucking never had her meet her real fucking father, be a part of her life. Other than that part, yeah, you did a great job. And that's why she went behind your fucking back to find out who her dad was. Because you did such a fucking great job raising her all by yourself. That's why she's marrying a fucking gay guy. Because you raised her by yourself. Dumb bitch. And of course, her girlfriends say, well, that's because they didn't know, Donna. And she's like, well, they didn't need to know. Oh, got an excuse for everything, don't you? Got an excuse for fucking everything. Wow. And she goes, I won't be muscled out by an ejaculation. Oh, okay. So she feels threatened that her daughter will develop a relationship with these men and kind of push her mom out of the way. And she's not gonna let that happen just because of an ejaculation. Well, you know, bitch, they ejaculated inside you, okay? And that's your fault as well, okay? Like he forced you to do it. No, these men did not do that, okay? This is a load of crap. This is some stupid ass rationalization, okay? And I'm hating Donna more and more the longer I watch this movie, okay? Because I see what I can see is I try to look at myself. What if a woman had done this to me? And I definitely would not be taking it the way these men are taking it. No, there's going to be a fucking confrontation. Okay, that's going to involve lawyers. All right? No, none of this fucking shit. I'm not going to let an ejaculation get between my daughter and no. None of this fucking shit would happen in real life. All right? Not with me, at least. And not with most men out there. Okay? So she won't be muscled out by an ejaculation. Well, to that I say, what the fuck, you dumb bitch. Okay, she only has one fucking father. Okay? And she didn't even try to find out which one of them it was. She spent none of the past 20 years trying to figure out which one of these men was her daughter's father. Okay? She cares more about the fucking wedding, her daughter's fucking wedding, okay, than her daughter's upbringing. See, the whole point of this movie is that nothing can go wrong with the wedding. The wedding has to be perfect. That's why Donna's stressing. She's not so much stressing about the men being there. She's stressing about it not ruining her daughter's wedding. You see what I mean? That's her real concern. Not that she fucked over these men. Not that she lied to them. Not that she deprived them of their fucking kid. But that the wedding can't go wrong. That's her concern. And like I said before, if Donna had done such a great fucking job raising Sophie, then Sophie wouldn't have fucking gone behind her back to find out who her real fucking father is. And then we hear the song Gimme, Gimme, Gimme by ABBA, all right? And all the young girls start grabbing Harry and Bill and rubbing onto their, 48/57-year-old asses. Yeah, so they basically get raped by these young hot women. The old men do, because that happens in real life. Okay, and no money involved here. It's not like they've got hundreds of dollars bills or anything like that. Like you would see in a titty bar where that happens. No, they're just there, and the women are all over them. Yeah, well, why? Why are all these hot young women putting their hands all over a bunch of old men? Why aren't they doing it to the young men? Because the young men are already on the other side of the island doing that to themselves. You see what I mean? So yeah, obviously I feel for them. This is the best they can get. Anyway, meanwhile, Sam is not involved in that because he's trying to find where the men are. But instead, he finds Sophie, and he has a conversation with her. Okay, he compliments the picture that she drew on the boat when they were drawing, because he's an architect and she's an artist. And he tells her that she's got a lot of talent because she drew a picture of them and it looked pretty good. And he questions her reasons for working at her mom's villa. Like, what are you doing here? Why aren't you pursuing this? Your art. You should be out in the real world doing something with your talent. You're very talented, which is kind of a good thing. Out of the three men, I think the one I like the most is Sam, because he actually does sound like a dad. Like his dad, Sophie's dad would be concerned about his daughter's future. Like, what do you want to do with your life? Why are you living here with your mom when you could be out there doing something with your talent? Why do you want to end up just like your mom running a villa? He questions her reasons for working for her mom's villa, and that she should probably be pursuing her artwork, and he asks her why. And then he asks her, what? He's like, Sophie, what am I doing here? Oh, you're there because you're a dumbass, okay? Because you got a letter in the mail, and then you stopped everything you're doing because you had no fucking life. Despite the fact you're in the middle of constructing a skyscraper in New York, you just stopped everything you're doing and rushed to the airport to get to Greece. So that you can maybe see a woman that you fucked 21 years ago. That's why you're there. Because you're a dumbass. You didn't make a phone call. You didn't write back a letter. Nothing. You actually just showed up. Because you had nothing going on in your lives. You had no wife. You had no children to raise. Obviously, you had no responsibilities at your job. You had nothing to fucking do but sit around and beat off to gay porn and wait for someone to send you a letter so you can go to Greece. Okay? Anyway, that's a stupid question. And the drunk, stupid-looking old ladies, okay, that's Donna's friends, okay, they take off Tanya's boots because she's kind of passed out on the bed. She's drunk, so they're trying to pull off her cowboy boots. Yes, cowboy boots in Greece. Okay, and they try to figure out how they're going to get rid of the men. Okay, so Donna and her friends Tanya and Rosie try to brainstorm a way to get rid of the men for the wedding tomorrow, so that they don't show up for the wedding. Okay. And meanwhile, Harry crawls under the table. He can't handle being touched by women. He'd rather be touched by men. So he gets away from it and hides under the table while all the women are dancing and showing their tits and playing with their pussies, and they're all like groping Bill, right? Who is 57, by the way, because that's what they like. Okay, and Harry crawls on the table to get away from all the hot young women groping him. I told you why. He's looking for some dick. Okay, and then Sophie runs into him too, and she starts to speak to him. And he tells her that he has never had a wife, he's never had a girlfriend or a daughter, but he wishes he did, because if he did, he would spoil her. But he does have 2 dogs, and those are like his kids to him, And he asks if her dad is here. He asks Sophie, is your dad here? What the fuck? You got the letter from her that said you were her dad, right? Why the fuck would you ask that? Okay? You've been bunking with 2 other men that also got a letter like you did, and that all said that they were the dad. So why the fuck do you assume it's you? And why would you ask her who her dad was? You know why she invited you. In the beginning of the movie, Sophie told her girlfriends, I told all of them that I was my mom and that they had a daughter that was getting married and wanted him to give her away. So they know why they're there, but they're acting like they don't. Did somebody who wrote this script forget that? There's no script editor in this movie? He doesn't, where's your dad, Sophie? What the fuck? You fucked your mom 21 years ago. The thought that you might be your dad didn't occur to you until now? And Sophie tells him, I don't know who my father is. So Sophie rushes off to dance on a table with Bill. Bill, yeah. And he asks her where Donna got all the money to buy this villa. And Sophie tells Bill that, well, Donna was left a lot of money from an old lady named Sophia who used to live on the island, and my mom used to take care of her. Because she used to take care of her when I was little. And of course, Bill's like, oh, really? Because I had an aunt that lived on this island, an old lady, and her name was Sophia. Now, the first thing I would think of if I was Bill is not what Bill thinks of. The first thing that Bill thinks of during this conversation is, oh my God, I think you're my daughter. But the first thing I would think of in this situation, if I was Bill, would be like, that fucking money my aunt left me belongs to me, not your mom. But, you know, like I said, no men in this fucking movie, all right? Anyway, I'm getting pissed off. I'm going to stop my review right here, but I'll be back shortly to continue my review. I'll get through this whole goddamn movie, no matter what. No matter what. I thank you for watching this long, all right? I'll see you soon on the next one. Bye.